Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for Thursday, August 17th. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the markets from today, the action. The SPY is showing, short term, I guess you'd call it conflicting signals. We can't make heads or tails of, what the bulls and the bears want to do here, so we just get this kind of tug of war. And we came down to the 10 SMA held, and here we are hanging around the 20 SMA and that 247 spot on the SPY, the purple line that I've been talking about the last few days. So, that's the SPY right now. It's August, and I guess that's to be expected, but the political stuff going on right now is not helping. So, we'll see what the bulls and the bears want to do to us tomorrow. We are holding above the 5 EMA, the dotted line you see here. We are above the 10 SMA on the daily chart for the SPY. On the weekly chart for the SPY, we are still holding above the 10 SMA, even with the Korea news and the Donald Trump news. The market is holding in there and holding above the 10 SMA on the for the SPY on the weekly chart, this blue chart you're looking at. Let's go ahead and look at some other markets. We'll look at the IBB, not faring as well as you can see on the daily chart, below the fast moving averages and now below the 50 SMA. Are we going to go back down and retest this 303 spot? We'll have to see. We are holding above the 5 EMA, so something for bulls to latch on to there. But if we do break, maybe the lows today, we could head down to maybe retest this 303, 305 spot on the IBB. The XBI is some of the smaller biotech names, and that's below the 50 SMA also on the XBI. We will look at USO and take a look at the action in that. And you see that's going to retest the 50 SMA. We couldn't get back above this 1025 spot. Now we're coming back down to maybe that 950 area. So we'll see if the bulls and oil bulls want to hold USO. If not, I guess we're going to go back to 925. And then if the 925 breaks, maybe we'll head down to the 875 spot. XOIL is the light sweet crude WTI. Pretty much, same thing. Coming down to that 50 SMA. This is when everybody said oil was going to 30, and then we had this big battle up here at the 50 spot for oil. We couldn't get up through it and hold, so now we're kind of retracing, and we're about the middle, that middle of the range there, and around that 50 SMA. So if that breaks, you would think there's a 45 test coming and then maybe a retest of 43. So we'll see what they want to do with oil. JJC, copper, breaking out today. Copper breaking out. So, that is pushing up and looking strong on copper. So I have a couple of copper names on watch list for tonight. GLD, making a reversal off the 20 SMA. Volume coming into the GLD, and SLV, same thing. SLV moving up, nice candle on the daily here on the SLV. So now we'll see if they want to turn that around and get GLD and LV moving up. IWM, we were up here at we'll call it 144. We've pulled back now down to 137. So here we have the IWM, and we pulled back to about this 137. Maybe they're going to do a retest of the 200 SMA here on the IWM. This is the daily chart you're looking at. On the weekly chart for the IWM, you see we're below the 10 SMA and the moving averages. We do have support maybe at this 134 spot. So let's see, if we're going to retest and take out these lows from last week. The low was 135.77, so watch that 135.77 spot on the IWM. The IWC, the micro caps, is currently at the 200 SMA and trying to hold it. So, let's see how this is going to play out on the IWC. So you see these conflicting signals going on in the market. IYT. We came down to the 200, we held it. We came down to the 200 SMA on the daily chart here, held it. Now we have the big test here at the 50 SMA on the IYT and the 170 spot on the IYT. Dow Jones 30, holding up, holding above the 5 EMA. Not much damage in this so far. And, holding above the 10 SMA on the Dow Jones 30. DJ, the utilities, the Dow Jones, the transports, again, that's the Dow Jones 20. DJ utilities, that's the Dow Jones 15, heading up to, new highs here on the utilities. But utilities are moving up, interest rate sensitive, but the banks are kind of languishing here and staying in this tight range. So like I say, conflicting signals. Next up, we'll take a look at QQQ. And QQQ is holding up on the 5 EMA and looking strong. And you see we bounced off the 50 SMA here. As far as the weekly goes in that, we're staying and remaining above the 10 SMA on the weekly chart for the Qs. And just some quick look at Apple. We spoke about this one on previous videos. I'm still in Apple, and it is bouncing and made all-time highs today. Netflix, just looking at some of the bigger names, pulled back now. We're at the 50 SMA, so I'm going to watch this one. I don't have it on the official watch list, but I'm watching Netflix, see how we do on this 50 SMA. Donald Trump went after Bezos and Amazon today. Not a big move down, a little bit of a move down, but we still remain under the 50 SMA. Google, the other big name, holding above the 10 SMA. Facebook, trying to, recapture the highs here. It looks strong to me. It's holding above the 20. Facebook, if it can get back over, I think, 172 spot on the Facebook here. That would be interesting for that name. So just some of the big names I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and get you ready for tomorrow. And for tomorrow, August 17th, Thursday, we do have some things coming out. Just be aware we have Japan merchandise trade at 7:50 this evening for Wednesday. For Thursday, we have the 8:30 numbers coming out. Philadelphia Fed Business Outlook. Initial jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Also, 9:15 we have industrial production. For Canadians out there, we have Canadian manufacturing at 8:30 a.m. also. 10 o'clock, we have the e-commerce retail sales. 10 o'clock, we have leading indicators. Nat gas numbers are tomorrow for Thursday, 10:30 a.m. We do have some Fed speak coming out, 1 p.m. Robert Kaplan, and 1:45 Fed speak Neil Kashkari. And that's pretty much it for your economic information for tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll just talk about it now because I usually don't do a video for Friday, but we'll see. Anyway, you have 10:15 Fed speak Robert Kaplan again, and we have some CPI numbers coming out from Europe on Friday, and 10 o'clock consumer sentiment. That's for Friday. The futures right now, we are down about 18 on the Dow futures, 4 on the S&P futures, and about 12 on the NASDAQ futures currently as the overnight session just begins. For your earnings cast tomorrow, earningscast.com. Earnings conference calls for tomorrow, VIPS, which was getting hit after hours tonight on their earnings. LB will have a conference call 9 o'clock. They were taking a hit after hours on their earnings. Let's see, what else? Anybody else? Briggs & Stratton, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. MSG at 10 o'clock. Bont at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for their conference call. Some earnings after the bell, conference calls, ROST, ZOS, AMAT, and they'll be on conference calls. And at 5 o'clock, you have the Gap stores, GPS, Gap stores. So that's some of your conference calls tomorrow. Some of your top gainers today, it was this DGLT, was an under $1 name, cranked up 435%, so they decided to halt it as it got up to 435%, not 200%, and now they're under review. So DGLT may open, may never open again. We all remember what was it, WINS, when the NASDAQ halted that one recently, and they still haven't opened it, and it got delisted. So let's see what happens with this GLT. Hopefully nobody is stuck in that name. FENG, big winner today. IDXG, JRJC. Now we spoke about JRJC about 2 or 3 videos ago, so I hope you guys got that one. Urban up today. NTEC, BZUN, PNTR, ZOS, HLG, RENN was up today. Some of your losers: Rave, HMNY, FLXS, CBI, Lake, XGTI, NEFF, DNR, VIPS, HASI, IOVA, and JKHY, some of the losers today. Some of your option activity, unusual option activity in FOLD, NLSN, PAGP, SCCO, and that's Southern Copper, so copper. JD had some put activity, unusual put activity in True, TRUE, and UBNT, also some unusual put activity. In after hours news today for Wednesday, we did have VeriSign with some news after the bell tonight. GCAP, NTAP earnings per share and revenue beat on NTAP. AGNC, Cisco had earnings after the bell. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these charts. And let me close this a little bit. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cisco, which wasn't faring too well. So we popped up. They came in line, 61 cents. They popped it up and then they pulled it back because the guidance wasn't very good. NTAP, take a look at that. Popped it up. They beat on earnings and they popped it but dropped it. Let's see, what was some of the other ones that came out with earnings after the bell. We had VIPS, VIPS, and last time I looked, that was taking a hit. VIPS, their conference call is tomorrow. SNPS, earnings per share inline, revenue beat. Was all over the place, and then kind of just dots right now on SNPS. And let's see, after that we had VRX, and they came out with some information that the FDA confirmation of voluntary action indicated inspection classification for Tampa facility. So that was actually good for VRX. And then Kramer had the CEO on this evening for VRX, and the stock was popping up a little bit. So this is going to be on one of my stocks on watch for tomorrow. CACI, they had earnings. They popped it, dropped it, and then Silica now acquires Mississippi Sand. We'll go into some of these AKM and ARGS in a moment. TXMD, some PR after the bell. TXMD popped a little bit after the bell on TXMD, so that made the watch list. LB, earnings per share revenue miss, LB, and I think they guided lower too. So you see the reaction here for LB Limited Brands. Next up we have top insider purchases. Oh, and I should mention Briggs & Stratton also, they missed. BGG, so that stock dropped down in after hours. Briggs & Stratton, they make engines and whatnot. So for your top insider purchases for after the bell tonight, we had CVO purchased over 53K, Acme CEO purchased over 21,000, NAV 10% owner Volkswagen, CERC 10% owner Armstis, ETP CEO purchased 1 million shares. ETP, let's take a look at that real fast. Nothing much going on there. FRGR director purchased 140K. GLDD CEO purchased 42,000. CECE director purchased 50K, and that was CECE. In some syndicate news, we have GCAP offer 80 million. Lake secondary offering. NLST proposed public offering, SCM public offering, and that's some of your syndicate news. ACHC secondary offering. Like we mentioned, VRX CEO was just on Kramer. Tor came out with earnings. They missed by 7 cents, missed on revenue. Now, some earnings before Thursday's open tomorrow. We have the BABA, B-A-B-A, BKE, the Buckle, and another big name tomorrow morning is Walmart. A lot of people are liking Walmart going into their earnings, so keep your eye on Walmart for tomorrow morning. Next up, we have some earnings after Thursday's close. AMAT, GPS, Ross, R-O-S-T, and that's Ross Stores, another retailer, SPWH, and Zozo. So those are some of the earnings that are coming out tomorrow after the bell, and then Thursday before the bell. You see the bigger names here, BABA and Walmart for tomorrow. All right, and so my fellow investor friends out there, we have AA will be on watch tomorrow. We had a nice pop in the name, over 4 million shares above the fast moving averages. Nice looking daily chart. After this big run, we pulled back to the 20 SMA, and now we've popped up again. So that one will be on watch. AKS, they're raising prices on steel. I think I read that from the Trade Exchange News sometime today, and so AKS will be on watch, and if they ever do get infrastructure through in Washington, you know, AKS should go. Another one today that had you know, decent volume, not super volume, but APDN, this big move up, kind of breaking out of that, you know, wedge you see here, right? We did it already. Now we're a little bit extended, but we'll have it on watch for you know, intraday chart. AUY gold stock, just because, you know, with all the chaos going on, maybe gold stocks are going to move, like we said with the GLD, nice candle. So AUY, and you know, with the JJC moving up, so you know, we'll keep an eye on some gold stocks, some copper stocks. BBY, retailer that's actually holding up and looking okay. We had a high today on Best Buy of 60.91. If it can clear that you know, high today, or maybe that 61 level, you may get a continuation move in BBY. Looks like whatever they're doing is you know, standing up to Amazon. So BBY, CENX, this one just because Alcoa, AA is moving up. Maybe CENX wants to follow. Aluminum name here. So I'll have this one on watch. 2.6 million shares. The high on the name was 15.15, easy to remember. So maybe over 15.20, maybe we fill this gap down here on CENX. DCTH, if you like to play these small under $1, this one's under a quarter, but you know, there's no denying this chart, right? We are breaking out, and we saw you know, that chart run today. What was it? DGLT 400%. So if we get through the highs on this name on DCTH, like I said, 15 cents. Maybe you get a continuation move in this name. Be careful with it though. FCX, like we said, Dr. Copper moving up, so we're looking for the highs to get taken out here. 1484, 1490 area. Maybe we get the break of $15 on FCX. Fold was one of those that had the unusual options mention on from Trade Exchange, unusual options. So we'll go ahead and draw, you can see we're in this tight range. See if they want to break this fold out over this 13 area here on FOLD. We'll see how it sets up intraday. IAG, another gold name, big pop in the name. So back here in June, we had a high of 571 and we're at 564. So watch it over maybe 575. We can break that. If we look at a weekly chart, not looking too bad on this IAG. So keep your eye on that one. KBH home builder pop today. Look for that continuation move over for KBH. LEN. We spoke about this one last night. We're still waiting. It's percolating. It's up above the fast moving averages. So let's see what they want to do with LEN. McDonald's. Can't remember the last time I ate in a McDonald's. And but looking like it's making a recovery. We have let's see, a high of 159.38 here, and then back in July, we had a high of 159.98. So 160 is the number to watch on Mickey D's. So keep your eye on that one. Mankind, a lot of social media attention. The obvious number here is the $1.50 break. Usually when there's a lot of eyes on a stock, it doesn't happen, but if it does get over that 150, it could continue. MOS, chatter on this name. So Mosaic fertilizer name. You see we've been down many days in a row. This is a hammer candle here, and now we're above. So let's see if we can get maybe a continuation move. 2076 was the high, so watch that 2076. Or you can wait for 21 maybe to get taken out on the name. But almost 6 million shares came into Mosaic today. MTBC popped here. It's pulled back, consolidating, trying to get back over the 10 SMA. Once again, the 150 mark. 152 was the high, so over 155. Maybe MTBC gets going. MU, a lot of call option activity in this name. Could watch it for a continuation move tomorrow, maybe over 30.75 on MU. NAK, gold name, perked up today. 4 million shares came into this name, stuck by the 100 SMA, which is currently at 153. So keep your eye on that 153 break for NAK, little small gold stock. POT, maybe this one starts to break out over 1775, 1780. And then, if there's going to be takeover chatter in this fertilizer space, maybe POT gets involved. SCCO, big pop today, so that's why I had FCX on watch. So maybe SCCO will continue up. Looking for that $40 break. Would like a pullback, obviously. So we'll see. SHIP, one of the shippers popped today. It's below $1. 1.1 million shares came into the name. So maybe over this 90 cents, 95, maybe we get the break of $1 on SHIP. Snap, we spoke about this one yesterday. So if you're in the name, I would use today's candle, which is 1248 as your stop. Looking for this to get over that 1325, 1328 spot. The 20 SMA on this name is 1342. So just keep that in mind if you are in the name or get in the name. TJX reported earnings, I think it was yesterday. And holding up okay. So we're looking for this one maybe to continue. The high was 71.81, so maybe 71.90, enough to get us through that 72 spot. We do have some resistance there at 72.09. Keep that in mind. 6 million shares traded. So TJX, one to watch. TNDM, Once again, this is an under $1 stock. Medical devices, stymied by the 100 SMA. Maybe an intraday trade if you like to play these under $1 names. Toll Brothers turning back above the 50 SMA. 1.3 million shares, looking for, continuation move. High was 39.70, so 39.75, 39.80, possibly get that $40 break. TXMD, we mentioned this one kind of popped in the after hours a little bit, and so we have the 300 SMA here. If it can get over 625, maybe the 300 SMA. Not many people keep this on their chart. It is at 623. That's the orange line you see there. X, same thing. If AKS and this infrastructure is going to get going, we're looking for that 25 break on X and see if we can get a continuation move. The high was 24.96, so 25 the number to break on X. XNET popped. We spoke about this one yesterday, the volume coming in. You see the 300 SMA, the solid orange line here, 425 kind of in the way. Maybe an intraday setup, software application, or wait for it to get over, that 425, 430 spot, or let's see if it pulls back to maybe $4 or $3.90. So we'll see how that sets up intraday. This has been Zozo Stockwatch. This has been your Stockwatch list for Thursday, August 17th. And I hope you're enjoying these videos. I do have a Twitter account also, Zozo Stockwatch. You can follow me there. You can also follow me on StockTwits at Zozo Stockwatch. Thank you for your support on the channel. Please hit the like button if you like them. Please retweet them if you like them. And thank you for all the help. And see you along the way. And we'll be doing a video. What's tomorrow? Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night for Friday Stockwatch list. Have a great night all.